This is a card that I created using a sweet pea stamp called Autumn Rain. I've created a distress effect using bleach. This is a cutout from Die Cut with the Views Tattered Time. And this is a Cricut die cut. This Sizzix die has ribbon buff on it and has been embossed. And I alcohol inked the trim to match. We'll be using Memento Tuxedo Black ink for this project. Make sure that your stamp is inked evenly. Notice that I've cut the paper the same size as the stamp, and this will make it a lot easier for us to line up later. I'm going to begin using a paintbrush and ordinary household bleach and painting it on the stamp. You may want to experiment with some different kinds of bleach to see which kind works the best. I find it works better if it's a little more concentrated. The bleaches that are more watered down sometimes don't work as well. We'll go ahead and stamp it right over the top of our other image. That's what makes it so much easier. If you have the paper the same size as your stamp, it'll be easier to get it close to where it ought to be. And then we're going to heat it up. Notice the way that the bleach is starting to eat the dye and creating a distressed look. Drying it quickly both speeds up the process because of the heat, and then it dries it, which causes the bleaching process to stop, so it gives us a lot more control. Now we're going to begin with some black paper and paint on the same bleach. I'm wiping off my brush to allow less bleach to get on the stamp. Depending on how much bleach you put on it, it will change the effect that it has on the finished product. Just making sure that the whole stamp is covered evenly. Now we're going to stamp it on top. You can start to see it changing the color of the paper. We're going to heat it up. See how quickly this processes. Now because we've used less bleach, this creates more of a distressed look in the paper. Different kinds of paper also achieve different kinds of results, so you might want to experiment with your paper. I found it doesn't work as well to use paper that has too much texture. A smoother paper is better, and depending on the dyes that they've used to create the paper, it will turn out in different ways. So if you want to try some different papers, you'll notice that it bleaches differently even using the same bleach. I'm going to use the same exact paper. This time I'm going to add more bleach onto the stamp. Show you what a difference it makes using more bleach. Very generous here. Make sure it's nice and damp. You'll begin to see immediately how much more of a dramatic result it has on the paper using that extra bleach. Depending on where you concentrate your heat, if you concentrate your heat on one area over another, it will actually bleach out those spots lighter. So you can see right around the face, I've used a little bit more heat there and it's bleaching out a little bit lighter. See, if you put it on top of the card, I like that result just as well as the image that I ended up using, if not better. So if you don't own any markers or you don't like to color, doesn't mean that you can't use stamps. Now I'm going to show you this on some yellow paper. I'm going to ink up the stamp. Go ahead and stamp it on. I didn't press as hard on the stamp when I inked it, so it's a little bit lighter to start with. Applying the same bleach as before, right over the top on the stamp. You want to make sure that if you stamp after using bleach that you clean off your stamp, because you don't want the bleach to get on your stamp pad. Another tip would be don't wear clothes that you love while bleaching, because you just never know. Now it will begin bleaching it out, and you notice I did not apply bleach in certain areas on the stamp. As you can see down around her hair and certain areas on her face, I skipped putting bleach on those areas to control where it was going to lighten. So you could also bleach just parts of it. There you see the 3 different looks that we created. All different, so pick your preference, get your supplies, and give it a try. Thanks for watching.